Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce and Mo.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the thing. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are live! What are you laughing at, Mo?
I'm laughing at my fake tan.
face.
How do we feel about Morgan's fake tan tonight?
No. I didn't wash it off yet. So, and sorry, Brittany's 30th birthday is this weekend, and I was like, I need to be tan.
We can't all look great like Deuce. Have gray skin.
What up, Deuce?
Hey!
Hey, Morgan.
You're blotchy.
Agree to disagree.
I'm rooting for you.
Thank you so much, man. What about the Kings? What do you think about them?
Let's go, Kings.
The schedule is out. Let's go. For those who are watching us live on YouTube and Twitch, the Discord people will be, and Twitter Spaces can hear us just fine. We use Streamlabs OBS to put our show out, and for some, you're like, I don't know what that means. It's just a program that enables us to shoot our show out via Twitter and YouTube. You hear Bojack in the background. Well, out of the blue today, nothing's changed with the computer. Nothing. It won't pick up the mic. It picks up everything else, just not the mic. So I'm experimenting with a new program. We're using StreamYard tonight through OBS, and hopefully it sounds okay. So if you're in the YouTube chat right now, if you're on the Twitch chat, can you give me like a hell yeah if you can hear us okay, if it looks okay? That would be great. That would be fantastic. Mic sound blown out. Okay, see, this is good to know. This is good to know. We're making adjustments on the fly. Okay, sounds
Not good. Sounds kind of rough.
okay. Hold on. Let's just we're tweaking things.
Hold on.
Leezy, I love Leezy, by the way. Deuce, make sure you select the right audio device. You think?
Be nice.
Hold on. We're making things on the fly here.
I think it sounds good to me.
Test 1
Are you
2
guys
1 2 1
screwing
2
with
1
us?
2 1 2 1 2 1 2. How does this sound? So go ahead and let me know if it sounds any better. I made some tweaks. Sounds a little like the mic is peaking slightly, and also video is slightly delayed to sound. I don't say, man.
What the
I don't
hell,
know what to say.
dude?
Boise said he's not joking. It's not good. Patrick says this is good to me. Audio is delayed.
Let me see something.
All right. This is all good to know. We're going to troubleshoot this together.
Yeah, a little
It
delayed.
is.
A little
Six
delayed.
solution. Improper voice settings. And if you change the settings, you may need to reset them. Just open Discord. Audio delayed. StreamYard. This is unbelievable, man. Yeah, I just need to let you guys know. I have not changed anything with that.
A thing.
And then all of a sudden today.
Then you had to spend an extra $20 for this delayed bullshit. You know?
So what do we do, chat? Well, what's the solution? How do we fix this on the fly?
Westside Kings fan says, but who cares? It's Deuce and Mo.
Oh, we're just, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the kind words, but
We are all about quality, and so
it is a little delayed. I could see it. You see, you know what I'm talking about?
yeah. It's just a little. It's just a little delayed.
Okay, how's the sound? That's now I want to know how it looks. I tweaked something.
And then we'll get started. We just want it to be quality,
Just a
okay?
little delayed. Okay.
Not delayed anymore, said somebody. Put Deuce on mute and we should be okay. It's a great point.
Okay.
I like that. I like that.
We'll try to get this fixed. I just know this is a temporary solution. Will says it's good now. The sound is fine, but now I'm wondering why the lip sync is off a bit.
Can't worry about it.
Okay.
Can't worry about it.
Okay. Well, let's stop wasting time. It sounds really good now. Okay. All right.
We're so
Still delayed.
disappointed.
Just know that we are disgusted by this.
Like,
I'm probably not going to sleep well tonight.
I honestly feel hot, and there's a little bit of sweat going on to my self tan right now, and I can't allow that to happen.
I need to lock in right now.
You ready to get pumped up?
I even reached out to Streamlabs OBS.
I know.
No, hear me out.
Oh, what?
I reached out to Streamlabs OBS today going, hey, I haven't changed any of my settings, and for some reason, it's not picking up our mics, but it picks up computer audio. My mic gets picked up by Adobe Audition. It gets picked up here by StreamYard. All this stuff. They responded in 3 minutes. Hey, ask me all these questions, provide screenshots. I responded in 5 minutes. That was about 10 a.m.
They didn't respond
No.
again?
No.
Because they were like, my God, he's done everything right, and we still can't figure it out.
All right, let's stop wasting time. Deuce and Mo, come down 3, 2, 1.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Hey, welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast. The NBA schedule at long last is out. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. How you doing, Mo?
I'm just the best ever.
Are you ready to dissect this 1 through 82 tonight? We got to go through every single game.
Every single game in detail, what it means to the Sacramento Kings, even though we haven't even seen this team play on the court together.
In all seriousness, it's funny because there's some people on social media who are like, it's just the NBA schedule. It's 82 games. You play 41 at home, 41 on the road. Why does it even matter? Why is it even a talking point? It's like, because we're NBA fans, and it's just nice to know what lies ahead. We're going to overanalyze it, of course, and I shouldn't say I am. The fans and people on social media will definitely overanalyze the start of a season, or, oh man, that February stretch is rough. If there's one thing I've learned about the schedule is we know nothing about the schedule.
Nope, not until at least like 25 games in, and then even then, you still don't know for every single team in this league.
How many times, Kings fans out there, NBA fans, I guess, too, how many times do we look at the Kings schedule and go, hey, this is a good opportunity for them. They play OKC twice. They got the Spurs. This is a good 5-game stretch. If they win these games, and then they crap the bed. And then on the reverse, it's like, man, you got Boston, Phoenix, Golden State at home. It's going to be a rough 3 games, and then they go 2-1.
We do that in season. We do
That's what I'm saying.
We do it all the time, and no matter what, we're still going to do it because it's fun to, I mean, I can't say analyze because it's like at this point you're not really analyzing. It's just fun to look at what's ahead. Is that fair?
Absolutely. The Kings open their season October 19th, a home opener for the season opener. The first time that's happened since 2018-19.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's been that long?
Yeah. Last year they opened up at Portland, won that game, and now they are opening up against the Blazers on October 19th. They play 4 of their first 5 games at home. And obviously it looks like a tough stretch when you got Portland, you got the Clippers, the Warriors, you've got Memphis in there, Miami. You play in the first 12 games, I believe, Golden State 3 times and Miami twice. Of course, that all on paper right now looks awful, but you don't know how teams are going to like mold together. You know, some of these veteran teams, sometimes they take a while to kind of get going. There's so many factors. And then also from a Kings perspective, there's a factor of, well, you've detailed so many times, a lot of new players and a new coaching staff.
And that alone, it's like, you got to work out the tweaks. So many. I look at a team like Boston last year, right? And you look at like where they started the season to where they ended the season, and how bad things looked at times, and how just something, not just something, but something defensively was changed with Robert Williams, and then things started to click a little bit different. It was great. So anything can happen. Yes, but I also think too, when you play a lot of these harder teams, now this is overanalyzing, but when you play a lot of these more difficult teams on paper near the beginning of your season, it's you're playing teams that also need to work out their tweaks, but then usually gives you more of an opportunity toward the end of the season to play some of those other teams that may not be as difficult as the season goes on. And the Kings might be in a better position this year to need games like that toward the end of the season.
The reality for me is quite simple. Before the schedule, after the schedule, there's really not going to be many off nights in the NBA, especially for the Sacramento Kings, a team that I project could be around 500. We're not going to get into that at the moment.
Okay.
But the reality is, there aren't a lot of just terrible teams in the league. You look at every night, you're going, oh man, Portland to open the season. that game's going to be a lot of fun just from this standpoint. It's what do the new look Blazers look like with Dame back and healthy, taking on a Kings team at home. I don't know. Maybe I'm way off here, but I feel like that night is going to be awesome just from a pure energy standpoint.
Okay.
No COVID restrictions anymore, which I think really impacted things last year, and the team was bad and so many factors, right? But like not having those, and I think there is some more excitement. Like I think there's people who are into what Keegan Murray did in the summer league, to some of the moves they made over the offseason. There's definitely a part of the fan base that's wait and see, but I think there's going to be a lot more excitement, especially on opening night.
Yeah, I think the excitement will be there. I think when you get to see someone like Dame Lillard, that's an exciting player enough. It's one of those players that you root for when he's not playing against your team. And I'm excited to see what the Blazers are going to look like. Again, in game one, it's going to look much different than even 20 games in. I'm just excited to see it out on the floor in October.
One thing I want to remind the live audience, appreciate everyone being here, whether you're on YouTube or Twitch. If you're on YouTube, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel. It just helps us grow. That's all it does. It just helps us grow. Oh, you don't want us to grow? Then you're not a Kings fan. No, that's so flat
stupid.
out.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, all the
Take
thumbs
that.
up just keep coming. Yeah, okay, I believe it. That's totally going to work.
He did not just say that.
When you looked at the schedule today, I don't know how much you dove into looking at the actual games.
I didn't look at anything else today.
So there's all right.
I'm kidding.
Is there anything that jumps out to you? I think for me right now, it's February.
Please, go ahead.
I'm going to let you answer, but my initial thought is the month of February is pretty insane.
Why, actually?
Okay, we'll get to that. Well, you've got the All-Star break in here, but you notice how many road games they have? They have 3 home games in the month of February. Now, it's a little misleading when you look at the road games. Yes, they play a long road trip, but in there, it's Houston on a back-to-back. That is, I think, a part of their long road trip, too, where it's a 7-game trip that starts in Minnesota with 2 games in Minnesota. Then they go San Antonio. Then they go kick Tyrese Halliburton's ass in Indiana.
Oh, Ty.
And then they go dump on Zion. And then they go Houston. The only home games that month are a back-to-back against Dallas and then against the Blazers. Oh, Morgan, are you already fearful of February? I thought you were going to get sucked into all this madness.
No, I'm not. I don't look at it becoming fearful. It's traumatic, I guess, when you see. Then again, the Kings last year, didn't they have a better road record at one point than their home record?
Yeah, maybe
Was that only
after
in the
first game of the season when they were 1-0 on the road and 0-0.
It doesn't matter to me anymore. It's a brand new team, whatever. But yeah, you can't. It's whenever I do have an instant reaction, even to a back-to-back against Dallas at home, it's just oh God, Luka right there, back-to-back.
Yeah.
But yeah, you never know where he will be at that point in the season. You don't know a lot of things. So,
well, anything jump out to you on the schedule?
well, you know what I've been saying. I'm not always, but sometimes with some teams, you can see what type of identity that they are forming at that point. And so I was looking around the 20-game part of the season, and I think it was the Indiana game with Tyrese Halliburton at home.
November 30th, the return of Tyrese and Buddy Hield, Sabonis' first game against his former club.
Correct. And so really for me, I was just looking toward the end of November, and I'm like, it sounds so quick. It sounds like, how are you going to know after, just almost 2 months of basketball? But it's just thrown at you. So much is thrown at you so quick that you get to that 20-game mark so quickly. And I really feel like I'm mostly excited for around there, but obviously the Tyrese Halliburton Indiana game.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about the start of the season because we talk about how daunting it looks on paper. I'm like, would you have rather had it like that, where it's all those difficult teams early? We're talking about with Portland, the Clippers, Golden State, Memphis, Miami. Then you go Charlotte, Miami, Orlando, Golden State. That's some really nice teams in there. Would you rather
Absolutely.
have it like that, where it's like it's a test in that first like stretch of games, or would you rather have it like, oh, you're taking on like OKC twice, you got Spurs in there, the Pistons, some of the teams that may not be as good?
You know, I guess that's ideal when you look at any schedule to like really gain the confidence and be like, yeah, get some practice against them. But I dig having these teams first, not only because of what some of these teams have on their roster, so I get to watch them play against a team that I root for, but I think it is going to be a test. And when you are having to play against that type of talent right in the beginning, you're going to learn a lot right away.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you're going to learn right away because again, it's a new coaching staff. It's going to take time.
I'm not saying us. I'm saying right there. I was saying they're going to learn a lot right away.
I see.
Like even when
yeah.
they face the adversity, if they do right away because they're losing right away, how do they respond right away? It's all going to just happen so quick.
You know, it's something Jordy said the other day on that episode of The Run that the Kings put on is like, we all love winning. I don't like losing.
That's where you're going. Yeah.
But it's not about winning or losing. I'm a fighter, and it's about how you win, how you lose. And when you're taking on some of these pretty talented teams that have made deep runs, it's like you got to be locked in from the start. So it's just going to be it's interesting. I mean, the reality is if this Kings team makes the play-in or somehow makes the playoffs, they earned it. That's all there is to it. They earned it.
Right. No, that's 100%. They would have earned it. But also, then we might understand, too, what type of team we have toward the end of the season. And when we see them play and take on some of these games, some of these teams in March and April, it's going to shift where our confidence is when we're like, oh, look at this week. They got Boston. And how do we feel about Boston at that time? How confident are we in the Sacramento Kings? I haven't felt that type of confidence in the Kings in so long that I don't know what that's like. And I'm not throwing a jab out there. It's just the truth. Like I had a lot of hope at times when things were looking good, but never confident.
For anyone in Twitter Spaces, you can make sure to hit request if you want to jump in with us, talk some Kings, talk whatever. I mean, it's a night chat too. We're just chatting. The topic right now we're hitting on is the Kings schedule coming out. But I wrote down 5 games more. I got 5 games that I'm most excited for.
Wait.
And I'm ready for you to hate on it.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do. Just react. That's fine.
I see. So you're most excited for a stretch in February, you said.
No.
I thought that's what you were saying.
I was just saying, look at the month of February. Like, that's what jumped out to me.
Got
with
it.
Only
That's what
3
jumped out to you.
home games. These are 5 games that I immediately just wrote down. Like, I'm excited for these nights.
Let's hear it.
And look, don't make fun of me. It's
Make
my
fun of
list.
him. Make fun of him.
Number 1, in no order. Actually, we're going in order of the game.
Oh.
First one, October 19th against the Blazers. Home opener. It's a home opener. People are fired up. Mike Brown's taking over. You got Keegan. You got this new energy. There's new buzz. And most importantly, for game 1 of the season, there's hope. There's no COVID restrictions.
I was so curious. I'm like, what's his case? Because I'm like, yeah, obviously there's excitement there, but the hope, that's what just pulled me in with that one, because that is facts, all around facts.
The next one, I'm going November 20th. Mm-hmm. Kings Pistons.
Oh my God.
I mean, let me sell you on it.
Well, I already know. Okay, I think I know.
There's a lot of stories in this one.
Let's hear it.
I'll just present you with the one that's not even that big of a story. But hey, I like seeing good young players. Cade Cunningham's coming to town.
Cool.
Marvin Bagley's returned to Sacramento.
Oh, there's a story.
And Jaden Ivey comes to Sacramento to get clamped down by Davion Mitchell.
Oh.
No, but I
like that angle.
Do you like so far? I'm 2 for 2 so far on my top 5.
Yeah, but wait, when was the Detroit game?
And Stanley brings up a great point. Kojo's return.
You guys stop. Wait, it was in November, right?
November 20th.
November 20th. Okay, so around that time too, where I'm mostly excited about that stretch of basketball to really see what's their identity. Are
There's
they going
still
to
hope. Yeah.
Well, and
little
what
bit, hopefully.
will Jaden Ivey look like? You know, that to me, I know you said right away that Davion Mitchell will lock him down, whatever, but that to me is huge just because so many people, and I will never forget any of you, were just shitting on the Kings for not picking Jaden Ivey. And again, it could somehow work out that way where it's like, man, the Kings really should have picked Jaden. But you don't know.
None of us technically know, but you're right. The gap
Then don't be
between
so
Ivy and Murray wasn't like the Grand Canyon. Okay, like
Thank you.
Let's stop right there. It was just it's more of a preference thing. I think if you think Ivy can reach the ceiling, well, what I saw from Murray, pretty special in the summer league.
I was fine with people having an opinion and making a case for it, but the people that were obviously just doing it out of emotions and the narrative on Twitter, it was strange. So, what's your third?
Third one, this is like a no doubt about it. This is probably the number one game I'm most looking forward to. November 30th, Kings Pacers. And right now that I talk about, I'm like, I don't know if I'm looking forward to it because, like, I don't want to play worst case scenario. But if Tyrese comes in with like a trip dub and hits a game winner,
Probably gonna happen.
I'm gonna, it's gonna night chat's not gonna be very fun for us that night. But no, November 30th, Kings Pacers, and Tyrese, his return, Buddy Hield, whether you like him or not, the guy did
hit some threes.
Yes, Morgan. The guy playing he didn't miss any games, dude.
Hit some threes, got paid to hit open threes, couldn't hit.
Okay, look, even if you're not a Buddy Hield like guy, you can admit he had some moments in Sacramento that were fun. There were moments where you were like, ooh, he is part of the future. You tell me 18-19 when he's just draining threes and Kings are running up and down the floor. You're not like, yeah, man, Buddy Hield.
No. There were absolutely moments. There was moments when you just like enjoy Buddy Hield and you're like, that's enjoyable. There was too many moments that better basketball could have happened with him not on the floor. And that to me is so frustrating in a lot of the development, a lot of guys over the years. And it's just that is trauma for me. But please proceed.
Anyway, the headline there is Halliburton returning to Sacramento and
Stinger.
Sabonis taking on his former team for the first time.
Wow.
Because the last time when they went to Indiana, remember, he was out with the injury, so he did not play in that game. Tyrese, of course, played against Sacramento once, same with Buddy Hield, but they have not played in Sacramento. So that's one of my top games this year.
I like it. I do hope Tyrese has like a solid game because I like him so much. But
this
God,
is where we differ. Like, I'm sorry.
I know you're good.
You know me. I love Tyrese Halliburton, but I hope that night he doesn't make a shot. He's got 7 turnovers from leaving his feet. He's clanking threes. He's getting blown by. That's the stuff I want.
I've changed.
I'm sorry.
And
Any other night, go ahead.
I don't feel like that about like any other player. And when I say I would like him to do well, because I really like him as a human and a basketball player. And he's so fun in so many different ways that I want him to do well, but I want him to lose that night. That's where
I'm good.
Okay. That's
I'm
fine.
good.
That's fine. Not a lot of people are going to agree with me, so.
The next game I have 2 more left. This one it may surprise some people because I don't know the last time we were like, hey man, tell you what, when Orlando comes to town, we get the Banchero Murray matchup that we saw in Summer League. Okay. One, I'm a big Banchero guy.
Yeah.
I think he can be the best player in this draft.
Sure.
Which, again, number 1 pick, Deuce. That's bold. But before the draft, I don't know. Like some people were like debating it. I love that guy. In Orlando, I like Jalen Suggs. You got Wagner. It's a fun young team. Could be a fun game. Where are you at with my Kings Magic? Murray Banchero.
In what month is that?
That is January 9th.
Okay. Well, I think if that's the game, then you got to make sure that Nimi Keita is on your schedule so then he can hit another 3. No, I'm kidding. If anyone knew where I was going there. Summer League basketball.
Thanks for explaining that more.
Thank you. I was like, just in case, because I kept going.
And you're still going.
And I'm still going. Orlando Magic, I've been excited about them how many times in this offseason
So you're giving me a thumbs up on that game?
Absolutely.
Are you excited? Like when Jared and I-
100% excited. Like every single game that you have said, I'm like, not just your case, which makes it a little bit more fun, but yes, those are ones I have been excited for.
And this last one that I have, I'll probably have to talk some people into because I'm talking myself into it. I'm going January 11th, the next game actually. Kings take on the Houston Rockets. It's an ESPN game.
Oh, yeah.
And you do get Jabari Smith, whose father used to play for the Sacramento Kings. Jabari comes to Sacramento, taking on Keegan. Two rookies go head to head. You got Jalen. I mean, that could be fun.
No. I've been excited again. That's another. These weird teams I've been excited about. Houston, OKC is one of those teams that I'm excited about coming to Sacramento. I mean, unless Sam Presti decides to sit everyone out just because they want to tank to get Victor. But let's just say everything goes in the right direction. Yes, I am excited about all these teams, most teams.
Let's get to the chat real fast, and we'll get to Twitter Spaces if anyone checks in. I'm getting some boos. Clint says no games with playoff implications at the end of the year. I mean, I can't predict that, but yeah, the 2 games in late March when they take on the Blazers, back-to-back games in Portland, yeah, that could end up being awesome. I'm talking about right now as I'm circling. I could be obvious, like, well, Golden State, Steph Curry's coming to town. The Lakers, LeBron's coming to town. I was trying to get some narratives going, some storylines going with some young teams, a mix of some returning players, opening night. That's how I looked at it. The other thing, too, that someone mentioned in the chat, which is a good point, is what about Kings Grizzlies? That's scheduled to be an NBA TV game, not a national game, but NBA TV. You get Morant Fox.
That's always one that we look forward to, right? Yeah, you guys, I feel like you could name almost any team, and I'm pretty much going to be excited about it, except San Antonio. That's one I wouldn't be that excited about. I'm trying to think if
on Twitter Spaces, someone says, Deuce, you're naming all the games with our nastiest exes. Come on, man.
You kind of are, which is that's what builds the drama, right? And it depends on who it is, but that's what makes some of the drama. I say it depends because Marvin Bagley, that's not as much drama as even Jaden Ivey is with the drama.
No, it's not drama, but I'm curious what kind of reception Marvin would get when he returns. And I hope it's a positive one.
Same. No, and that's why I'm saying drama / angle.
Yeah. So the Kings have one nationally televised game this year. It's that Rockets game. Other than that, they are on NBA TV, at least at this point, December 28th against the Nuggets. They also have a January 23rd game against the Memphis Grizzlies, March 6th game against the Pelicans, and then March 21st against the Boston Celtics. Now,
moving on up.
Here's the one thing with ESPN games, they could get pulled from that game. If they're really bad, ESPN's this Rockets Kings matchup is awful. We're gonna take this one off. But in addition, that could stay, and later in the year they could be added more to NBA TV and maybe even ESPN.
Yeah, I would say that's very optimistic, but we haven't seen it. I feel like no matter what.
You know what? I need some optimism.
Oh my God.
I need some optimism. I'm going to Discord or Twitter Spaces right now. We're going to check in with our guy, Nick. Nick, welcome in to Night Chat.
Deuce and Morgan, why not go to the game?
Why not go to the games?
Why not go to the playoffs? Why not, Morgan? Why not, Deuce?
Why not, Nick?
Why not, Morgan?
Well, Nick, I love your optimism and the slogan, why not? Absolutely iconic. I just can't sit here today and say it confidently, but I can say it with a lot of joy and fun. Is that cool?
Yes, and guess what? Yes, and tonight I'm going to see the Sac Republic game.
Oh, have so much fun.
Let me follow up on. Have you seen the schedule, Nick?
Yes, we played. I've seen the Kings schedule, and I'm looking forward to go back to the game. Why not go to the playoffs? Why not win?
Why not? Are you going to be there opening night?
Yes, I will be.
Are you going to be at all 41 home games this year, Nick?
Probably, yes, I will.
You gonna buy me a piece of pizza this year?
Yeah, I will.
No, you won't.
Aw.
All right.
Samo, Samo. They tell you what you need to know.
Oh, you're so great,
We
Nick.
missed you, Nick.
And I miss you, Deuce. I miss you, Morgan.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you soon, man. Sleep dreams.
Sweet dreams.
All right. There you go. There's
It's
Nick
like the
checking in.
best thing that could happen on a Wednesday evening.
That was
I
great.
admit, anytime I need that guy in my Discord life.
So I do have a Facebook page, but it's also one of those things that I check it every so often. Nick messages me and calls me all the time. And let's see if I can find it here.
Was that the top?
Was it at the top? Nick Bryan.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a message from Nick on Sunday. It says, Deuce Mason, buy me a goddamn pizza at Golden One Center.
He cussed? Oh my gosh,
Damn,
he
dude.
never cusses.
Hey, you gotta shoot your shot. Why not? Why not?
I had some request messages from him trying to call me on like Instagram. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I want to get to our poll question that we have for the live YouTube chat. Schedule is out. How many wins for the Kings? Under 30, 30 to 39, 40 to 45, and 44 plus. Get on board, Morgan. Well, right now the votes are pouring in. 30 to 39 has the most. Actually, it's tied.
Tied.
Most Kings fans think between 30 and 39 and 40 and 45. That's at 38%. Well, 20% of people say 45 plus get on board. Only 4% of those who have voted so far say under 30. Was 30 to 39 too wide of a range in the poll?
I mean, why wouldn't you? No. Here's it's fine because I feel like people are like, yeah, I think it's going to be in the 30s. And then once you see 40 plus wins, and then you for some reason put on what 45 plus?
Well, just for fun.
Obviously,
there's
get
some
on
people.
board more.
No, but there's some people who. More, there are some people who think they're going to do really well.
I get that, but based on like what have you seen them play together? Because, and I say this because we can talk about what Keegan Murray, what we saw from him in summer league. Listen, and how other people look stronger and Sabonis shot whatever, and everyone's so ready. But I just feel like until you see this team play on the court as a team, I feel like with all-stars and star players in this league, you could say that confidently when you see them their body look different, or this looks different, or their game, you see their game in the offseason. But with the Kings, I feel like this is a team sport.
Sure, but
especially with the team like this.
You have a certain idea of what you think they can be this year.
Yeah, I do.
So why can't someone else have just a different opinion based on what they haven't seen this particular team, but a lot of these people have seen these players play. They saw Fox and Sabonis toward the end of the year. They've seen Malik Monk.
I just feel like
you can make an educated guess. It's not like a ridiculous
But
thing.
I feel like my educated guess is being realistic with things, and I could be so wrong. And then they get 40 wins, and then it's like, that's realistic, Morgan. I get it. I just feel like because of what we have seen, haven't seen, and it's this team sport, that's where, like, I don't know. I feel like my idea of what they're going to be is just realistic.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's definitely realistic in your view, for sure, Marian. For sure. So I mentioned that the Kings only have that one nationally televised game. I know a lot of people. That's like a big topic of conversation with people. I wanted to show this. It's the number of national television games this year. Those games are on ESPN, ABC, or TNT. They don't count NBA TV as nationally televised events.
Okay.
Golden State, the champs, lead the way with 30 national TV games.
Great.
If you include NBA TV, 41. So basically, if you have ESPN, NBA, TV, or TNT or ABC, you're going to see the Warriors play a lot this year.
Yeah, break it down.
The Lakers, number 2 at 27.
Well,
For those who are like, hey, it's a non-playoff team, look at what they've been. They've been mediocre a little bit the last couple of years. Why they get 27? Why are they ahead of a team like Milwaukee or Boston or Philly?
LeBron. It's just Braun. Yeah. And it's crazy that this player can generate that and that want to watch him, even for casual basketball fans. And that's what it's for. That's what it's for.
Yeah, I think the other thing is the market size with nationally televised games, I think, does matter. And the pushback would be, well, what do you mean Milwaukee's on 23 times? That's not exactly a big market. No, you're right, but they also have a guy who's won multiple MVPs, a championship, the Greek Freak, who
People
is
know.
a superstar. Like,
and it has character is so much.
So LA is just going to be on. Like the LA market, you know, between the Clippers and the Lakers combined for 47 games. Then you look at the Knicks. This is probably the one that I think surprised some people is like, wow, why the Knicks have 13? That's like the minimum. If the Knicks were good, they'd be up like near 20. Like even if they were just like somewhat competitive, because these are just large populated areas that if people in New York and LA turn games on, that's great for the overall ratings. The NBA is trying to please their broadcast partners at TNT, ABC, and ESPN. The way to do that is to get the largest audio or largest audience possible. And in addition to that, the league is getting ready to negotiate TV rights soon. The TV deal's up in 2025. And with the landscape changing so much with streaming and all of that, the NBA is trying to be like, no, we boost these ratings. We need the best of the best.
Put LeBron on there.
And this is not the only example of it, right? This is not just the teams I mentioned with the Lakers and even the Knicks with 13 games. It's what they have done to the schedule that has impacted things too. We'll go over that in just a little bit. But scrolling down, the Kings, every team in the league has at least one game this year on TNT, ESPN, or ABC. So
the Kings made the list.
The Kings did make the list. Other teams that just got one, the Pistons, Rockets, Pacers, OKC, Orlando, the Kings, Spurs, and Jazz.
And when I say, oh, the Kings made the list, I'm not...
You just made the list!
I'm not dissing it because it's like, yeah, show something else. You know, do something else to show that you belong on national television. Yeah.
They'll get over that number by the end of the year.
I hope.
They're going to be fun to watch.
They're
going to want to put them on a late night game. It's like, and it's not going to replace a Lakers Celtics contest, obviously, but on a Wednesday night in March, if they've got like two losing teams going at it and they're like, man, Sacramento's better than we thought. Let's push this one and go to Sacramento.
Not to be super precise, but when I saw the Nets with 13, I thought that was low. And I'm not trying to be, let me break this down. Who deserves how many games? Because really,
what are they banking on though? They're banking that Durant gets moved and they're left with Ben Simmons.
Is it like someone knows something that makes you believe that KD's really going to be out?
So look at Utah. I mean, Utah at this moment still has Donovan Mitchell, and they get one game. And it's a little surprising because I know, look, the Utah's not going to be as good. But you know what? Who their one game is against?
Who?
The New York Knicks on TNT.
Oh, so you're thinking that it's them saying Donovan Mitchell's in New York, and so then he's going to play his former team, the Jazz, who have no one on their team because they just have a whole bunch of picks.
Yeah, but it would be a big story, right? It would be a huge story. And even if maybe worst case scenario for them is like he's still on the Utah Jazz at that point, but it's still a storyline. Like, hey, these could be his former teammates. What's the interaction like before the game? But that's their one.
You think that's in the thought process?
Yeah. I mean, there's even like, I think the Nets and Suns are playing a nationally televised game this year, and you're going, and it's after the window where Ayton can get traded again. So
that's awesome.
You go, oh, are they? The league looks at this stuff.
Yeah.
The league has done some things that have been pretty interesting, including this year, something I love that they did. They are having a stretch between January 24th and January 28th of rivalry games. It's like Rivalry Week.
Oh, and that's what they're calling it.
Let me break this down.
Love the marketing.
Like AEW.
Yeah.
Every week they have Dynamite. But a lot of times, and not every week, but every once in a while, it's not just AEW Dynamite. It's AEW Dynamite Quake by the Lake. It's AEW Dynamite. There's a theme to it.
Okay.
Like tonight, House of Dragon is a theme. That's more of a sponsor tie-in with HBO Max. But it just adds, there's something different about it tonight. Well, with the NBA, it's not just a Tuesday night game. No, this is rivalry week. It is marketing. Like you said, here are the rivalry games. And let's be the judge of this. I want the chat to help out with this. And then we'll get to more people too. Boise's waiting. Celtics Heat. I give it a thumbs up. I mean, these two teams battle out last year. The Jimmy Butler missed that 3.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
legit.
I was just waiting, and then I was like, yeah, no, nothing's wrong.
Thumbs up with
see,
them?
I see. Yes, we're going with each one. Yeah.
Clippers Lakers. It's LA. It's a rivalry. They're gonna put that game. Yeah. Okay. Nets Sixers.
Okay.
That's interesting though.
Why? Because the Harden angle?
Is it a rivalry or is it just like, hey, can we just see Ben Simmons play against the Sixers?
Right. Oh, and I forgot to say Ben Simmons.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's the drama. It's the drama of it. I dig it. The theatrics.
Okay. Grizzlies Warriors. No brainer. No brainer. That they're playing Christmas Day.
Thumbs up.
That game should be on every game. One of those games should be on national television. Okay. Next one. Lonzo Ball against LaMelo. It's the Bulls and the Hornets.
So, the brother angle. That's
Stop
like what they're going
for. Now, if they really hated each other like Bret Hart and Owen Hart back in the day in WWF, and they had that real
like that.
Yeah,
just like that.
But then they're like friends. I mean, they're brothers.
They're
they were falling out.
Healthy relationship brothers. There's no drama there.
This one's kind of mean. Suns Mavs.
Do you think that's why they made it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just the drama behind it.
Okay.
I mean, I guess
Is there something else that I'm like, just
two competitive teams
Western.
in the West? Booker,
Okay.
Luka, Paul.
Sure.
I mean, they play in the playoffs.
That one to me is like the okay.
Yeah. Timberwolves Grizzlies. Yes, remember that series last year? The chirping. You add Rudy Gobert to the mix.
Yes, thumbs up.
Leezy says it's called star power, Deuce. Wait, time out. I hope you're talking about Lonzo LaMelo is star power. Tap your brakes, Leezy.
Triple ball brand.
Leezy also was in my IG DMs yesterday complaining about Christmas Day games and said he's going to watch NFL instead. And I told him, okay, casual. Thought you're a big NBA fan. Next up,
Leezy.
Raptors Warriors.
Why?
That is totally God. Our schedule's already kind of set. We can make a case that these two teams play in the finals, but even though Kawhi's not there, KD's not there.
No, I don't get it. So I just don't get it.
I'm with you on that.
Okay.
You don't have to like all of them. I'm asking you.
T-Wolves Grizzlies and then Raptors Warriors have just been, or no, I'm sorry, not T-Wolves Grizzlies. It was Suns Mavericks and Raptors Warriors.
Again, this is for NBA Rivalry Week.
Yeah.
Next up, you've got Jokic against Embiid. I like it. Two of the best centers in the NBA going head to head. There was, Embiid thought he should have won the MVP. Jokic was the MVP.
That one is exactly. That is the angle for that one. Next.
Knicks Nets.
I mean, sure.
But they both play in New York, so they have to play each other.
Yeah.
It just makes sense, geographically.
If they had the Clippers and Lakers,
have fun with that game. Huh?
Hey, it's the same concept though. Same concept.
Lakers Celtics.
Yeah.
NBA Finals many times. Lakers Celtics.
So the Lakers are.
Yeah, they get the Clippers are the rivals.
Wow.
Celtics.
They're gonna have a busy rivalry week. Why are they doing LeBron like that?
Yeah.
In 1 week, he has to play in this big rivalry game.
You got to. Let's check in next with Boise, who Boise joined us on last night chat from Tijuana. Boise, are you still in Tijuana tonight for night chat as the schedule is officially out? Are you still in Tijuana?
Wait, you hear me?
Yes.
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 Buckle up. He's here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just on my phone. It threw me out real quick. I just looked at the schedule. Well, I mean, you guys were talking about it, but I was looking at it, right? January 28th. That's the game we mark. That's the number one game of the year. That's the number one.
I'm sorry.
Timberwolves Kings. Timberwolves Kings, January 28th. It's a future 2 versus 7 matchup in the playoffs. The number 1 star from the Sacramento Kings, De'Aaron Fox, will take on superstar Karl Anthony Towns. It's going to be fantastic. I was just looking at it.
Are you
really cutting a promo for Cat right now, calling him a superstar? He's an all-star.
You guys did not mention Cat once. Disrespectful a little bit. I'll say it. Anyways.
Wait. What do you mean? When did we not mention him?
I mean, you didn't mention the Timberwolves in the schedule. I think that's going to be a great game. That's going to be a fantastic game.
Well, Boise, I know this is kind of a crazy concept I have here, but it's my list. You got your list. The Minnesota games could be intriguing for sure. I just went with there's one theme to mine too with the 5 games I kind of circled as games I'm excited about. They were all home games too. The Minnesota games that you're referencing are
that's a way.
It's start of a 7-game road trip for Sacramento, 2 games in a row on the 28th and 30th of January in Minnesota. Looking far ahead. So all right now does it sound kind of fun? Yeah. I mean, we'll see what it looks like then.
I think the energy's off right now. I was just looking at it and I'm like, I don't know. I think the last take I had of 7 or 14. I was looking at the schedule. I'm like, I think I might be wrong about that. I think it's 7 or 12. Like now, I kind of looked at it. I'm like, this is a nice schedule.
So just to be perfectly clear, last night, Chet, you called in and said you said the Kings could be 7th or 14th, and after you saw the schedule, after you witnessed the schedule tonight.
Correct.
It's bumped up from 7 or 12.
Correct.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not even going to ask you why.
I need to know why. Okay. What you saw in the schedule that, like, you know what? I got to move them up 2 spots there.
I just looked at this. I think the West is weak this year. I really do. I mean, I already said this last time, but like, I think the guards are going to. De'Aaron Fox is on the level of John Morant. He is. He just is. That's what I think. And I'm like, now he has a team. He has a coach. He has that. And I was just thinking about it again. I'm like, I think Donovan Mitchell's going to the East. I think that's going to happen. I don't think Kawhi Leonard or Paul George are going to stay healthy. I don't think so. It's going to be an injury. I was just looking at it. I'm like, I found a new vision. I don't know. I felt it. I mean, don't you guys just feel like a certain vibe sometimes? It's like, that's legit.
Yes.
That's legit.
Instincts. Yes.
Boise, thanks for checking in.
Thanks, Boise.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Let me break the thing down when he said De'Aaron Fox is just as good as John Morant. I think this argument and this narrative has been so weird forever. But if you are going to even say
it's such a weird, I don't know why it's even a thing.
It's like,
were they in the same draft class?
Right. No, there's nothing about. But here's my point of him saying De'Aaron's just as good. He seems like he has the potential, but until he gets to be on a winning team like John Morant, and it doesn't even mean that John Morant made the Grizzlies a winning team. There was times he sat out and they were doing even better. But my point is, it's like you are part of the winning. John Morant has been part of the winning, and we haven't seen winning with De'Aaron a whole bunch. So
that's ultimately what you're going to be judged
on.
So like Ja has been, here's the best way to break it down. Ja's been the best player on a playoff team. De'Aaron Fox has not. And even if you do think that De'Aaron has that talent to do that, that's fair. I'm not going to even. Yeah. I do think they're closer than people realize, but ultimately, in the way we judge these things is like simple. Like, you got to win. It's cool if you get numbers or what, but you have to be able to win.
Be part
games.
of the winning.
Now, you need help along the way. And Ja obviously had, like, to your point, like, Ja has obviously had help, considering that their record was awesome without him on the floor.
Yes.
The Grizzlies are better defensively with him off the floor. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. You're not going to win a Fox Ja thing at this point in time. Fox has just got to prove it.
So now with Boise saying the 7 to 12 seed in the Western Conference because he looked at the schedule. Do you believe? Can I just say this? He's the second caller in the last 2 night chats that had a vibe and are pushing out their vibe, and they're just like feeling this vibe. there's a difference between being excited and like your real instincts, but they could be their instincts and it's cute.
Was there anything that jumped out to you that was missing for Rivalry Week?
No, nothing at the top of my head. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Orlando and the Heat. Orlando and Miami.
So stupid. No.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing that's really jumping out
Makes
to me. I
sense.
mean, I think the league would have loved to do like a KD Warriors matchup or something, or like, could they KD versus maybe the Nets or something? But they don't know at this point in time what team he's going to be on.
They couldn't make in January? Yeah, I guess. Okay. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're gambling a little bit here.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing to do at all. We got more of the podcast coming up. We should mention that tonight. I got off breath for a second. Right as we're talking about ESAC Fitness, I took a weird breath.
That was so weird.
Tonight's Night Chat and Podcast is presented by our friends over at ESAC Fitness. I swear to you, believe it or not, even though I just had trouble breathing for a second, Daddy Deuce over here.
Oh, God, what?
That's what they called me once. I'm embracing it now.
Do not.
I'm embracing it. They said Daddy Deuce in the chat.
Did anyone else throw up a little in their mouth? Continue.
Big Daddy Deuce at 5 straight weeks at the gym, at least 4 to 5 days a week, going to ESAC Fitness. And let me tell you.
Show them your muscles. There they are.
Oh my God.
You're trying so hard.
No, I'm barely trying.
Oh, yeah?
I'm barely flexing right now.
Wow.
I'm barely. And you want me to show my quads?
No.
Right,
What?
next time. Anyway, ESAC Fitness is awesome. It's a great local gym that I've been going to for a long time now. I'm getting back into it consistently, and I'm going to stop being a lazy bum. And you can do the same too, because it's not your big box gym. They've got functional fitness classes. They've got spin classes. They got yoga. They got a recovery room. What I like about the functional fitness classes, believe it or not, Deuce Mason wasn't always the beacon of physical fitness. Deuce Mason didn't know his way around the gym. He didn't know how to do everything. He thought he knew. But the coaches at ESAC Fitness,
Facts.
my guy Chris is coaching you. It's like, hey, what are you doing on that lift?
Yeah,
Or,
that's not
hey,
how
have
you
you tried
squat.
this?
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's great. Check out esacfitness.com. You can also give them a call at 916-599-3181. You have anything to add on that?
No, just getting stronger, loving life.
You enjoying the gym?
Truly. Like, I'm going to be so sad. And the other thing I thought about before I get to Joey, I was going to say with ESAC, you should do like a before and after photo, but you should show a photo from when you're like 21 and just super skinny. You're like, look how strong I got. Like, you would look super strong compared to your skinny little noodle self, Back when
yeah, but do I
you
need
were
a
like a
dramatic
noodle.
Oh, okay.
You were like,
When you first met me?
no, before. I've seen photos of you.
I mean, I was like 160 when I first met you.
Really?
Hey,
Oh my God.
6'1", 182, Sac State. All right. We're also presented today by our guy, Joey Reagan.
This guy,
Over
Joey.
at Lion Real Estate. He's in the gym all the time.
Yeah.
It's psycho.
Talk about a person that's in the gym all the time and then selling houses.
He's got a wagon now. It's not as nice as his wife's, but it's...
That's such a... Because people don't know the relationship that everyone's probably like, what? That's so weird.
Anyway, if you're in the need for a house in the Sacramento area, Joey is your guy. He knows the area really well. You can just hit him up at his website, jreagan.golion.com. You can also call or text him at 916-412-4592. He's helped one of our podcast listeners relocate from New Jersey to Sacramento.
Yeah.
They used him. It was a great experience.
Yeah. I mean, he knows all the Deuce bags and morons. And basically, if you reach out to him, you're going to build a relationship with him, though. That's the coolest thing that he just genuinely does with everyone. So make sure you hit him up.
Yeah, that's jreagan.golion.com. License number 02128070. Appreciate everyone's support of the Deuce and Mo podcast. I've got some additional schedule notes coming up in just a second, but I did want to check in with the YouTube chat more. Is there anything popping off in there?
You check in on the YouTube chat and just really quick, YouTube chat. How awful does my fake tan look right now? splotchy. Oh my god. It's like getting darker as the time
I mean,
goes.
do you need a fake tan?
I mean, no, it's like conforming to beauty in our society bullshit.
Here
but
we go. Here
no,
we
no,
go.
no.
I knew that's where you're
No,
gonna
no,
go.
no.
I
But
shouldn't have said
I'm
anything.
not gonna lie. I enjoy to glow. Like it's just like a little glow, and then you feel good, and that's it. What you got?
Mo looks like she was in Tijuana. Okay, that's a good thing. Then that means you got some sun.
Sunscreen's good for you too, guys.
Just Be You says, "Hey, you're perfect as you are, man.
Nobody's perfect.
Loyal Sat Kings fans, it's beautiful."
All right. I wasn't. Ew, guys. I wasn't looking for these compliments. I was just asking.
So
do I
here,
look?
you know what, Morgan? In all fairness, don't even go with that narrative. It's not like guys are coming in here. Oh, you're so hot. You
We
ask
have
them how you
women
look.
here
Hey, you look beautiful.
too.
You look
I guess I was
beautiful.
just looking for really like.
Someone saying you look beautiful is not them like being weird. Or
I didn't think
creepy
he
or-
was being weird. I was laughing because I'm getting these. You're perfect. You're beautiful, and I'm like, no, I really need to know how funny this tan is getting darker and darker. That's all I was going with because it's getting darker and darker as I do the podcast.
Looking blotchy. Looking
There we go.
blotchy, looking blotchy. Oh man. Mo glows in the dark. That's
I'm
fine.
never gonna-
All right, let's get to some other scheduling things.
Yeah.
We mentioned rivalry week. I like the concept. I don't love all the games. Some of them are good, but I get it. I think they should come up with more ideas, events around the game that could enhance it. I don't know what.
Would you want like a week once a month or something? That would be
Dude,
be hard.
Rivalry nights.
Or maybe just have 3 games within that you're like going after in that week. You know, it doesn't have to be however many games were on that list.
Do you think the Kings should have had any more nationally televised games? They were in that group of just all those teams with one. Do you think they should have had more?
No, you got to prove it first. You got to show why you belong on TV, why that product belongs on TV. And even if they're good, there still might be teams that are better that they shove on national television. So you got to build that reputation.
Okay, let's move on and talk about something that the league is doing. We mentioned like the league trying to maximize big markets and superstars on TV. That's just, of course, what they're going to do. That's what they've done for years, especially with the new TV deal coming up. They're going to really push for that. The other thing they're doing is you could tell they're really making a push for their broadcast partners in hopes of avoiding teams going, we're going to rest a guy tonight. And we've seen it a lot on nationally televised games and like ABC where it's like, hey, these 3 guys are out. And take aside the COVID time, but even before that, it was just like, hey, rest, load management. And it was happening a lot. It happened with the Warriors, the Clippers. A lot of teams were doing that. And ABC and TNT were getting pissed about this. Like, what?
Yeah.
We're paying this money. We don't want to, I'm sorry, we don't want to see Kawhi Leonard's backup play tonight. Like this, these are supposed to be marquee games. We're paying billions of dollars. So the league is like, we don't want our players resting on those games, but the teams are going, we're going to do what's best for us. Well, the league this year is making sure all teams who play on like national TV games, that they have a day off on the day before and the day after. So,
Okay, so if
neither
it's
team will play on for the ABC games. This
Okay.
is ABC, not TNT, and
Okay.
but the ABC marquee games where we're seeing a lot of this
Right.
happen. So neither team will play on either the day before or the day after with the Christmas games. All 15 games on ABC during Saturday nights and Sunday afternoon. The 2 games on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and so the whole point of that is like, hey,
They're
you don't
ma-
have there's no back to backs. There's no
the least
you have-
amount of excuses. You know, that's what they're making it. And good for the NBA for taking the time to care about those games and treat players the right way through those games. Now, there's still going to be times where a guy tweaks his ankle.
Sure,
The
and that's
3
okay.
days
That's
before.
different. But you don't want so many times where it's like rest or hey, man, we got a load management. He's got a sore knee. So I think that's good for fans. I think that's another thing that there's fans right now who are upset about the fact that they turn on a game or they pay their hard-earned money to go to a game.
Yeah.
And like these players are resting.
Yeah.
And how does the league walk that line where it's like, okay, we can't force these players to play, right? We want them to have the rest, because rest is necessary too. Load management's cool, but how can we set them up from a schedule perspective where they're going to have the least amount of reasons to do that?
That, and also it's like, yeah, if you really care about your fans, you're making sure you're taking the right steps to make that happen. Now, I obviously, this is crazy to everyone, and it's true because of money, but it's like, make it a shorter season, and they won't ever, because of money, blah, blah,
no,
but
they
you're
are. They will.
Because here's the thing, I go, you're just going to lose some of these, like the mid fans, like not even the casuals. The casuals will always be there, fun event, whatever. All the basketball junkies will be there, but the mid people who are like, no, I have paid my hard-earned money to put it on my TV, to go to a game and pay for a ticket, and this has happened to me how many times in it, in a big game? No, I'm not doing it anymore. And it's just not worth treating your customers, if you want to call them that, like that.
The other thing that they're doing, back-to-backs are changing a bit. And this is an interesting note on the Kings schedule. They're near the top of the NBA in back-to-backs against the same team. And that's happening a lot. It's happening a couple times on the road for Sacramento. 2 games against Portland, the 2 against Minnesota.
Dallas at home.
Dallas at home. It's a significant part for them. And the league is getting rid of back-to-backs even more. It was 19.3 back-to-backs in the 2014-15 season.
Okay.
It is now down to 13.3. It was like 13.6, I think, last year. But, 13 back-to-backs. And instances with no travel between games for teams on the road have increased by 66% from 88 to, that's now 88 from 53. So there are 88 no travel instances for teams. So that's just, it's just smart. And I know some people looked at the schedule and they're like, oh man, you got to see Houston twice in a row.
Yeah.
Like the Kings are on a road trip and it's
but
not
if it
back to back.
makes the product better.
Yeah, I think that's what it's about. It's like okay, we're not going to travel. We're going to be more strategic. Why are we going to go to Houston, space it out 3 times when we should play 2 games there and then maybe go back later?
And it's like, sure, it makes sense for the ticket sales, like at that game, whatever, and people not wanting to see the same team. I get it all. But at the same time, if it ultimately makes the product a better product on the floor, then that's what people are going to still want to watch. And that's what's going to make it better. Exactly.
So you want to see the star players and you want them to win. They are playing on national TV, that they get more rest. It's a better product. Like you said, get them rest. It makes this could be a win-win for everybody, for the league, their TV partners, the fans, and the players.
And you guys, I say all this, but we also have to look at how the game has evolved with just how good this league is, and how good they are goes to what they're doing to their bodies all season long before, just understanding it at a higher and different level, which is going to allow them to do things so much more and at a higher level. But that also means it is going to cause some tired legs. When you are playing so at just the highest caliber of game for so many games. And that's why I just feel like ultimately cutting down the season, keeping it the same length is just the smartest way to go.
So now that you've seen the schedule, Morgan, have you altered your view of anything like our guy Boise? I guess my bigger question is, if you're in the YouTube chat right now and you had to hit a vote for how many wins for the Kings, under 30, 30 to 39, 40 to 45, or 45 plus.
30 to 39. That's always mine.
What if I made it like 31 or 30 to 35 and then 36 to 40?
That 40 number is just like not in my realm. So 30, 35, thinking it would be still above 35, but I couldn't.
Hey, you know what, Morgan?
It's just hard to.
I get it.
Picture it.
It's hard to picture.
Not because of the Kings, but because of
Vegas has them at 32.5.
Right. And I still think it's going to be higher than that. Like,
okay. I'm just trying to see where you are at.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
You're like
trying to get a percentage, a number, something out of me. And what you want me? I'm gonna probably have to give a number on a pregame show or a preseason show that we do, and it's like, I hate giving out a number. So stupid. Whatever.
Let's get to some people in the comments. By the way, if you want to hop in Twitter Space, you can go there. Discord tonight is not the place because of our current setup, so we'll try to get that all squared away. We'll also try to figure out the syncing issue.
Lip syncing?
I was going to say limp syncing. The syncing issue too. All right, Clint says I'm at 41, factoring in who is going to tank. I'm drinking the 42-win purple Kool-Aid, says Dirt and Rust. 7 seed, 43 wins for Boise.
73?
No.
What did
7th
you say?
seed, 43
Oh,
wins.
7th
Jeez.
seed. I was like, what? I mean, what do you want? I think you are all. I love your excitement. What? I think that's great. I think it's great that year after year, fans and people feel these high hopes about a team that changes every couple of years. You know, it's hard to get like, they're going to create this identity, I assume, this first year. Where with even someone like Luke Walton, there was no way to identify the team. And even if he wanted to say, I remember one time you asked that question, and he said something like, run fast and shoot the ball or something, generic, whatever. And I was like, because there is no identity. And I feel like with this Kings team, an identity will form. And that excites me more than any number does, because that is when you go in the right direction to continuity and just a consistency, growth. I just want to see that so bad. That's why I don't pick a goddamn number.
Just give me some fun basketball this year.
Yeah.
Look at the start of schedule. I fell in the trap for a second going, all right, I think you win Portland. The Clippers game. Hey, you know what? Kawhi, he's just coming back after a year off. Maybe you can get that one after a couple of days off.
You're actually breaking these down like this?
The second half of back-to-back against Golden State, not going to be easy, especially it's a 5:30 game. But then you get 3 days off before Memphis. Jaren Jackson's not playing. Miami, you never know what they're going to do. Like, Charlotte, you'll beat them. I mean, I'm quickly going to 6-2. I'm just kidding. I can see the other side too, where it's like, dude, they're 0-5. Like that Portland, and they played well. You just don't know. So you know what I say? Buckle up, enjoy the ride. We're going to be live after every one of these games talking about it, just like we were when they were losing 9 in a row a couple of years ago, just like we were last year when, God, there were some tough times last year, huh?
Thinking about the lows, like it made my heart drop a little bit. It makes me so thankful for all of you. It really does. I don't know what any of us would have done, to be honest. Like, we needed all of that.
Needed some therapy.
Yeah.
You have any other final thoughts on this?
No, I think it's totally okay as a basketball fan to get excited about a schedule, because it just means that you get to see what's ahead. It's the next step to seeing something that lies ahead. But it doesn't mean that it means anything.
It is fascinating how many people are very vocal about, how are you excited about the schedule? It's like, look, it's not that big of a deal to the people who get excited about it. It's just like, hey, you're a little closer to basketball.
That's
now
it.
You know who they're playing on some key nights. And honestly, for us, it's, all right, what days do we have off? And we still don't know, because the Stockton Kings schedule is not out.
Yeah, when does that come out?
I don't know. And there's going to be some conflicts along the way.
I know.
And I already know you're going to be missing more Stockton games this year. So I'm going to be by myself. Can I get a guest analyst, like a fan to be a guest analyst or
That
something?
would be so dope.
That would be kind of funny.
At least you're going to get more reps, though, doing play-by-play. Like, that's...
Well, I mean, that you being there or
gone.
not, I get reps.
You still get the reps.
Yeah, I still get the reps. And
well, you're going to get more reps than me. I don't even do play-by-play. What?
You're just searching for a way to, like, make me feel better about you not being there.
No, at first I was being serious, and then I realized that wasn't the case, and then I was searching. Correct, that is correct.
John C says, "Why is Morgan missing some Stockton games?" She's doing a lot of TV for NBC Sports California, doing pre and post there. Roman says last year was one of the worst, and we still hit 30 wins. We'll be 20 games better this season. Says Roman.
That's not how it works.
JVZ says it's great to get excited. I think it's lame the way they trickle it out piece by piece. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem is like the schedule, and then it gets ridiculous. I was kind of poking fun at it today because, you know, it's one thing for like them to leak opening. Traditionally, it was like, hey, opening night would get leaked from a national perspective, maybe the Christmas Day games. Now it's like every random game out there. And I was tweeting out like after the schedule came out, I said a couple of things. Worth noting. Kelly Olynyk makes his lone visit to Sacramento on November 20th.
Did anyone actually get excited about that? And we're like, yeah.
You know, I had one person, I said, getting a few people asking about Mason Plumlee. He'll be in town to take on Sabonis on December 19th. Of course, no one asked me. This person said, I'm pretty curious why people are asking about him, LOL. He has lots of fans in NorCal. Cool, I didn't know that.
That's so cute. I love that he was genuinely just curious.
Any updates on when play-by-play announcer Chris Marlowe is coming to town? That's where it got. We're like, today, by the end, I saw like hand tweeting out the final 2 games of the season. I'm like, okay, I get it. We care about opening night. Tell me like, hey, do we have any nationally televised games? Other than that, I don't need you like leaking every random game. Hey, when the Pacers come to town, okay, that's a game. But I don't need to know who they're... I don't need it leaked out. If you're leaking out something from January 27th, just give me more.
Give me more.
It can't be a random thing.
I get it.
And this year was like a lot of it.
It was a lot of it. I mean,
it was
some say someone gave me the schedule early, and I didn't do anything with it.
I had the schedule early, and I would tell a couple of people in Discord about it, our Discord.
Yeah.
And I'd leave it up for 5 minutes for them and delete it. Because it's our community. I was like, hey,
I love that.
And then, you know what I gave them?
What?
An opening night. The Halliburton thing.
Yeah.
Just something like, you know.
Yeah.
Not,
Hey, you know they're playing the Hornets.
who cares?
Who cares?
Oh, man. Let's see here. Anything else? What do we got? Oh, Damian was going off, John C. Yeah, Damian was, but he was like, they played the LeBron James 3 times. I'm like, oh, am I supposed to write all this down? Can I just wait till noon for the whole thing to come out?
It's supposed to be an angle. But like, I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know. It's just an interesting culture about the NBA schedule.
Oh, it's just a thirst for like, we want to know everything. You know?
And I mean, hey, we're here talking about having fun with all of you, talking with all of you about it, you know? So yeah, I totally get it.
Homer James says, Deuce, you should do a Deuce and Mo fan bet on the over. We'll put in $5 and we collectively all root on the podcast over the season to crush the over together. I mean, you guys can organize that on your own if you want to do that. I'm not going to organize, hey, everyone donate money. I'll go up to Tahoe and put this a bet on the over. Henry is my nickname. Says, we had at least 10 games last year we could have won if we had just one more scorer. Now we have a couple of more options.
But you have to realize these other teams in the NBA also changed. There's players that are healthier now, especially in the Western Conference. And so it's like, even if you look at it like that, some of those players that might have looked sorry in that game could have done something different with their game in the offseason too.
I think I've said this before, but I do believe like there's not a great difference between like 6 and 11 in the NBA. 7 and 11, or maybe it's 7 to 11.
Okay.
I just think those teams are kind of bunched up. Like if you told me that
I think situational, depending on what team's there, because sometimes a team gets. I mean, what was that last year that Brooklyn was? Yeah, against Boston.
Yeah.
And that was misleading, but then it wasn't. right? Because then it turned out that Brooklyn really was just a team that had a lot of issues. Looked much better the year before.
Scotty says, do we have a starting five for Portland? I've got Fox, Sabonis, Murray, Monk, Herter starting five. Wow. That's interesting.
Don't have that.
So you'd have HB coming off the bench. I don't see that happening.
It's not going to happen.
No. I would say my prediction right now, my way too early prediction on this
Yeah.
would be Fox,
Love these.
Herter,
Uh-huh.
Barnes, Murray, Sabonis.
Yeah, that's mine.
And when HB gets a rest, you slide Herter over the small forward. You get Monk in the game. A little shuffling, Get Davion in there.
Yep. When De'Aaron needs a rest. Yeah. No, again, and there's better depth this year. There's a lot of good things. I'm not denying any of it.
Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. We appreciate everyone hanging out with us. Excited that we know when night chats are going to be. We're going to have a lot of fun this year, hopefully. Hopefully it's just more entertaining.
Oh, please.
We can be here on night chats having a good time, although, buckle up. There's going to be highs and lows. Even if Deuce Mason is right, even if Deuce Mason just sees it and goes, oh, they get the 41, that means they lose 41 times. There's going to be some stretches there below 500 that we're all thinking really bad things, but we all have to stick together. It's therapy.
It is. Stick together. Don't forget it. Why not?
Why not? All right. We love you guys, but we got to go.
You all have a wonderful rest of your night. See ya.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce and Mo.